Buddhism is not what you expect. It's not a religion, but then it's not a philosophy in the Western sense of the word. It's something else. It's something we don't know yet. The word Buddha isn't a name, it's a title. It means literally awake. So that Buddhism is everything that helps us wake up. You could say that Buddhism began with a conversation between friends in a wood in India, where the Buddha tried to say what being awake meant, tried to show people that there was a sense in which they were asleep. They weren't really living life. There was much more to life than they could possibly imagine. But how do you communicate that there's more to life than you can imagine? So in this conversation, the Buddha had to find a way of helping people to see that they're asleep and help them wake up. And you can imagine the Buddha trying things out, trying out this metaphor, trying out that way of talking, trying to hint at something more to life, trying to say, look folks, your life that you think that these are the parameters of life is much bigger than that. And you can imagine him trying to find a way of saying that. And what we get eventually is these four great truths. And whether these are the four things he came up with, we don't really know. But this is a really handy way of getting a sense, a hint, a taste of this bigger truth the Buddha was trying to tell us. So firstly, he said that life as we usually live it, everyday life, doesn't quite work. It's a bit lumpy, it's a bit bumpy. We're comfortable for a bit, but then just as we start to feel life is fine, something upsets us. So you see that's what life is like. You see that you can never quite make life work. There's always something missing. There's always an itch. There's always a thorn in life. And so because of that, you can't help but want something. You can't help but want something to make life feel right, make it fit, make it work. So the Buddha's not saying there's anything in itself wrong with wanting. Because life doesn't work, because we're somewhere aware that we're living a small life, that we're asleep, we want to wake up, we want to make more of life. But what we want, what we choose to try and get, makes all the difference. If what we want is, the page 3 girl, chocolate hobnobs, add to basket, chocolate holidays in Marbella, well, we'll create one kind of mind. If we want friendship, if we want meditation, if we want a deeper life, if we want a richer connection with others, we'll create another kind of mind. So you've got these two minds. The Buddha's saying, which mind do you want? Do you want a mind preoccupied by, sex or status or success? Or do you want a mind that's open, relaxed, in contact with other people, fulfilled, at ease with itself? Which kind of mind do you want? So the third truth then is the truth of awakening. That if we keep acting in a way that flourishes our life, if we can do that every day, if we can do that in so many different ways, our life can change. We'll create a new kind of mind. Eventually, we'll create the mind of a Buddha, a completely new kind of mind. And that is in us now. It's a natural capacity we have. It's part of our life already, the natural ability to become a Buddha. And that was the third truth. The Buddha's saying, you can become like me. You can live in a much greater way than you could possibly imagine. And then he said, there's a fourth truth. And that fourth truth is the journey we need to make from where we are now, from this very moment, with you watching this video, to that awakened state, to being awake. There's a journey from being asleep to being awake. There's a journey from being negative to being radiantly positive, and even more than that, beyond that, something beyond positive. There's a journey we can make, and what Buddhism is a working out of that journey. It's a moment by moment, step by step guide from where we are now, from being asleep to being completely and absolutely awake.